Hello, everybody. My name is Ponce, and welcome to another episode of Vaz Cuisine Speed Building Mabrika. Today, we are going to start this whole new neighborhood of We're going to be doing some condos, we're going to be doing some townhouses, and we're going to just fill in the space. I'm actually thinking of taking out those line of buildings right there. That's on the same section on the same sign as where we're building at, and we might be extending the area all the way to that road over there. But for the time being, we're just gonna be starting off in this corner right over this way, and we're gonna be filling it in. Now, this is one of those things where I actually came in with a plan, which I rarely do, but today we're going to try it out, see what happens. And so like I said, we're just going to be starting off the new neighborhood, and I decided to do growing up, we've always went to this one town that my dad grew up in, and there's always these bright, vibrant, colored townhouses, newer buildings that clearly were done after the fact, and they just looked kind of a little out of place, but they looked nice. They looked nice, but they just looked a little out of place. So with these buildings, with these apartments, I kind of wanted to create that idea and that concept that that maybe something happened, maybe that this was due to, like, this was opened up due to a fire, or I also have a bit of lore surrounding a hurricane, so I might be like, oh, this was also part of it because it's in the same area. And so basically we're going to be starting off with this unit right here. It's going to be a 3-bedroom, two and a half bath apartment with that garage in the back. And I have like I said, I had the whole thing situated. To my credit, I feel like I did pretty good job of bringing it into Minecraft. I mean, I really didn't. I don't, when I draw floor plans and things like that in my notebook and stuff, I don't have block counts. I stopped doing that years ago. I stopped doing that years ago because I was like, oh, we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna figure it out as we go. Also, I never really do any of the drawings I do anyway, so it wasn't as if it was gonna be important for me to get it to like a T. I mean, it is important, but really the drawing is more or less a suggestion. It's more or less a suggestion of where things are supposed to be when I had the thought in mind. And yeah, so currently this is unit number 1. I believe, I have 3 units that I've drawn up of varying sizes. This is going to be the only 2-story unit that we're going to use to basically encase the other units in, because the other units would be more so an inner thing, an inner of the strips. So this is just going to be the end cap, and then we're going to be probably working on the next end cap in the next video. And I think I am going to get rid of those buildings over there. So we're going to have plenty of space. It's going to be a brand new development, brand new neighborhood. And I'm very excited to see how this is going to turn out, because I was very happy with the way that the first apartment came out. I was very happy of the aesthetic. I felt like I got the vibe that I wanted to get from the get-go, and I think it came out really good. I think it came out real nice, real nice. Right now, I'm just continuing the exterior, trying to make it to the that second floor level. And it's like, one thing that I do love about these new blocks is the fact that I don't have the ability to fill command. But at the same time, I feel like I was spoiled. I feel like I was spoiled. I learned how to do the fill command. I learned how to replace blocks. And it's like, these block IDs are just so long that I just don't want to. I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to. I feel like, let me just be lazy. But it's like in this sense, if I be lazy, I'm actually doing more work than what needs to be done. So it's like one of those where it's like, you do it, you don't, it just, it's fun, it's fun. Right now, I'm just capping off this roof. We're gonna have that as be the end cap, and also I'm not sticking any windows on that side because, helps it with the, when I dupe it. As well as, growing up, I did live in a, like a housing development condo, type thing. And we didn't really have any windows on the sides because that's usually where the other units would, be slapped onto. And it's like, here we are. Look at that beautiful sunset as we finish the roof. And boom, nightfall is here, so we're just gonna dupe this apartment over. Honestly, when I did the outside, I was like thinking, okay, that's gonna be video number 1. Okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get it situated. But nope, I decided to combine the two videos where I do the interior as well as the exterior in the same video, because I haven't done one of those in a minute. I haven't really done one of those in a minute. But here I am. I'm currently. It's gonna take a bit because right now I'm looking at the plans. I'm looking at the build, and I just want to make sure that I got everything in place. And I actually do have a screenshot of the build plans in the end of the video. So please stay tuned for that. So I can kind of see the method to my madness, and we're gonna figure out what's gonna happen. Here I am doing the beehives, but unfortunately I forgot to say replace snow. And so now I have to completely redo everything. I'm just gonna build it on top of where the floor is gonna lay. And this is going to be the floor plan that sticks. For the first floor. The second floor, I just get it all in one because I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson on the first floor. But I was glad that I did actually have that little bit of extra in the garage, because I usually typically have a little bit of a deck in my garages just to add a little bit of an easier transition between the house and the garage. And it did actually help out, be like, okay, this is how big I want it. This is, this is going to be this is going to be that. And I am very proud of the way that came out. Here I am just trying to bring up the walls to the ceiling height. Well, not really ceiling height, but just about there. Luckily, my design did call for a landing when you first hop on the stairs, so I was happy that I was able to still have that landing when I did the stairs completely. Here I am just trying to make sure that the stairs actually look nice. And I decided to add some old school paneling to these apartments. And we're just going to have some plain smooth quartz, as the ceiling. And one thing that I really don't like, and it's one of my pet peeves, and this is why I really only do like single floor apartments and things like that, and I don't really mess with houses, is because I can never figure out how I want to do my transition from the in the stairwell. I mean, it's easy if the whole thing's supposed to be like walled up, but it's like if it's like if it's supposed to be like open, like if you're able to like look over the railing and see the downstairs, like that's always been a problem of mine. But I'm glad of the way that I figured that out here. Like even my other buildings, it's just like, damn. Like I love the way that open stairwells look, but at the same time, I don't like the way that I don't like the way that, that I have to do them. It like makes me sad. It does not bring me joy. But when it's done, it brings me joy. Here I am, just situating the second floor. We're gonna continue that beehive floor pattern upstairs, cause to me it kind of makes me think of those like panels, the way that looks like you just slide them together and then it just stays like that. And that's kind of a big reason why I do a lot of my floors with beehives. So I did, but back to the floor plan. So I actually did add a extra closet in the master bedroom because of how big it was, and I just didn't want to have too much empty space. Too much empty space felt like a big no-no when it came to this building. Here I am just adding the ceiling, but yeah, that's really the only thing that kind of strayed from the original design when it comes to the floor plan. I mean, maybe. I mean, really, the only other thing is the fact that I just didn't follow the way I wanted to do the sidewalks and the back patio. But maybe as I continue the neighborhood along this half of the street, maybe that'll change, and maybe I'll go to the way that I have it situated. I mean, I guess I pretty much have it situated the way that I wanted it to. But we'll see, we'll see. Here I am just adding the lights, and then after I add the lights, I'm gonna add the bathroom stuff and the kitchen, which I'm very happy with the way that kitchen came out. You know, it's a very nice kitchen. Here I am just adding all the hardware and the exposed elements of the garage. Here's the motor, and I decided to add those chains that, like, you know, that the garage pulls when it goes up, when the door goes up. Here I am just running around adding the sinks and and doing the bathrooms, putting in toilets, showers, and the place for the washer and dryer. Which probably in the next episode we'll probably go back into this apartment, just add them real quick. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I might even just do it off camera anyway. I also might just situate the other units that are supposed to be like this, because it's like this one's already done, so flip it. Here I am adding a backsplash to the back of the kitchen where the stove hits, and there's that back little pantry, and here's the end result. So you walk in, here's that main grand entryway. The living room is right here with its own like closet. I imagine there being like a glass panel door right there. There's your very own Harry Potter room. Now we have this little, I heard them called vestibule, just gonna call it a flipping hallways. There's the bathroom with a laundry area in it. There's the kitchen, nice wide open kitchen. And here's the butler's pantry, because any pantry with a sink apparently is a butler's pantry. Here's the dining room closet, and then this large area is supposed to be the dining room. At least that's the way I have it in the plans. Here's the back of the house. And before I forget, did we see the garage? No, we did not. So we're just gonna check that out real quick. And yes, we have to leave the house open with no doors, no locks, no nothing, because, you know, Madaya is a safe neighborhood, so we're going to come back tomorrow, everything's still going to be right there. Also, I'm the only one that plays in this world, so if you want to, you know, bring up the crime rate, check me out. Here's bedroom number 1 with its smexy closet right there. Here's the bathroom number 2. You got the tub over there. Here's bedroom number 2. You get to see out onto the street, and you get that nice window area. And here's the main primary bedroom with its 2 closets, because these people are extra fruity. I'm joking. And here's your private bathroom. And so that's the whole house. We're gonna check out and see what it looked like empty. in a few. So here it is. Here's the pictures. And overall, I was very happy with the way that this project came out. There's my dollhouse emptiness, and there's that smexy looking kitchen. And so thank you guys so much for watching the past, present, and future. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Also, before I forget, don't mind the stains on the notebook. I don't know what they are, so bye.